I started improv everywhere about 10 years ago when I moved to New York City with an interest in acting and comedy. Because I was new to the city, I didn't have access to a stage, so I decided to create my own in public places. As I started taking improv class at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater and meeting other creative people and other performers and comedians, I started amassing a mailing list of people who wanted to do these types of projects so I could do more large-scale projects. Well, one day I was walking through Union Square and I saw this building, which had just been built in 2005. And there was a girl in one of the windows and she was dancing, and it was very peculiar because it was dark out, but she was backlit with fluorescent lighting, and she was very much on stage, and I couldn't figure out why she was doing it. After about 15 seconds, her friend appeared. She had been hiding behind a display, and they laughed and hugged each other and ran away. So it seemed like maybe she had been dared to do this. So I got inspired by that, looking at the entire facade. There were 70 total windows, and I knew what I had to do. So this project is called Look Up More. We had 70 actors dressed in black. This was completely unauthorized. We didn't let the stores know we were coming. And I stood in the park giving signals. The first signal was for everybody to hold up these 4-foot-tall letters that spelled out Look Up More, the name of the project. The second signal was for everybody to do jumping jacks together. You'll see that start right here. And then we had dancing. We had everyone dance, and then we had dance solos where only one person would dance and everybody would point at him. So then I gave a new hand signal, which signaled the next soloist down below in Forever 21, and he danced. There were several other activities. We had people jumping up and down, people dropping to the ground. And I was standing just anonymously in a sweatshirt, putting my hand on and off of a trash can to signal the advancement. And because it was in Union Square Park, right by a subway station, there were hundreds of people by the end who stopped and looked up and watched what we were doing. There's a better photo of it. So that particular event was inspired by a moment that I happened to stumble upon. The next project I want to show was given to me in an email from a stranger. A high school kid in Texas wrote me in 2006 and said, "You should get as many people as possible to put on blue polo shirts and khaki pants and go into a Best Buy and stand around." So I wrote this high school kid back immediately and he said, "Yes, you are correct. I think I'll try to do that this weekend. Thank you." So here's the video. So again, this is 2005. This is the Best Buy in New York City. We had about 80 people show up to participate, entering one by one. We had, there was an 8-year-old girl, a 10-year-old girl. There was also a 65-year-old man who participated. So it was a very diverse group of people. And I told people, don't work, don't actually do work, but also don't shop. Just stand around and don't face products. Now you can see the regular employees by the ones that have the yellow tags on their shirt. Everybody else is one of our actors. The lower level employees thought it was very funny, and in fact, several of them went to go get their camera from the break room and took photos with us. A lot of them made jokes about trying to get us to go to the back to get heavy television sets for customers. The managers and the security guards, on the other hand, did not find it particularly funny. You can see them in this footage. They're wearing either a yellow shirt or a black shirt. And we were there for probably about 10 minutes before the manager decided to dial 911. So they started running around telling everybody that the cops were coming, watch out, the cops are coming. And you can see the cops in this footage right here. That's a cop wearing black right there being filmed with a hidden camera. Ultimately, the police had to inform Best Buy management that it was not in fact illegal to wear a blue polo shirt and khaki pants. Thank you. So, we had been there for 20 minutes. We were happy to exit the store. One thing the managers were trying to do was to track down our cameras. And they caught a couple of my guys who had hidden cameras in duffel bags. But the one camera guy they never caught was the guy that went in just with a blank tape and went over to the Best Buy camera department and just put his tape in one of their cameras and pretended to shop. So I like that concept of using their own technology against them. I think our best projects are ones that are site-specific and happen at a particular place for a reason. And one morning, I was riding the subway. I had to make a transfer at the 53rd Street stop where there's these two giant escalators. And it's a very depressing place to be in the morning. It's very crowded. So I decided to try to stage something that could make it as happy as possible for one morning. So this was in the winter of 2009, 8:30 in the morning. It's morning rush hour. It's very cold outside. People are coming in from Queens, transferring from the E train to the 6 train, and they're going up these giant escalators on their way to their jobs. Thank you. So there's a photograph that illustrates it a little bit better. He gave 2,000 high fives that day, and he washed his hands before and afterward, and did not get sick. And that was done also without permission, although no one seemed to care. So I'd say over the years, one of the most common criticisms I see of improv everywhere, left anonymously in YouTube comments, is these people have too much time on their hands. And, you know, not everybody's going to like everything you do, and I certainly have developed a thick skin thanks to internet comments, but that one's always bothered me because we don't have too much time on our hands. The participants in Improv Everywhere events have just as much leisure time as any other New Yorkers. They just occasionally choose to spend it in an unusual way. You know, as kids, we're taught to play, and we're never given a reason why we should play. It's just acceptable that play is a good thing. And I think that's sort of the point of Improv Everywhere, it's that there is no point, and that there doesn't have to be a point. We don't need a reason. As long as it's fun, and it seems like it's going to be a funny idea, and it seems like the people who witness it will also have a fun time, then that's enough for us. And I think as adults, we need to learn that there's no right or wrong way to play. Thank you very much.